And here we are. Surprise, mofos. I came on at 9. Honestly, I suddenly had some things to do. Going to that air show tomorrow, and just had to do a few things, that's all. But here I am anyway, just wait for people to come in now. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I've had to do another badge here because I forgot the magnet that I stick on my tripod to get this to work. Always forgetting something. Oh well, I'm hoping this will work. There's a chance it might suddenly fall to the floor. Cross fingers. It don't. How you doing, Joel? You outside now, are you? Are you doing your camp? Sorry I didn't get back to you. I just figured, being as I'm going live, I can talk to you on air, can't I? Yeah, just had a few things to do. I've got the battery pack charged. I've had to make sure the other, because I was filming outside today, I got another video for you. Nothing special really, just the usual stuff, birds, planes, and bit of nature. I want to, but I can't do a sky watch tonight because, as I was going to say, we're going to the air show tomorrow, so we've got to be up early. So, got to make this one. So, maybe an hour and knock it off about 10. Who's coming? I better get my magnifying glass because I just can't read. Is that you, Marge? How you doing? You alright? What's going on with those bloody fires, man? Yeah. Wow. Oh. So what's everyone saying anyway? You alright, Joel? Hi, Marge. Coffee. Okay. Yeah, I bet they are as well. Fires all over. Wow. I was looking out for I don't know if I got it on my camera, but I noticed during the middle of the day while I was filming, the sun was there, lovely blue clear sky as you saw, and there seemed to be like a shadow in the sky. Couldn't really make it out in the blue sky when I looked directly at it. It was one of those things that if you looked away to the side of your eye, you could notice, you move round about, there was some sort of shadow there. It was like an oval shaped shadow. I'm hoping the camera picked it up. I just thought I'd film it and zoom in on that area just in case it picks it up. Tried to reduce the exposure down a bit as well, see if I could see. I never thought to do, put the filters on the moon mode to see if that would have brought it up a little bit. Who's this now? Love waves drifting forever. Welcome anyway. How are you? Oh, you're a friend of Adam? Adam's banging. Great guy. Yeah, welcome, welcome. Yeah. I asked Kelly's next door neighbours because they usually know when these planes, because they've done the air show yesterday, today, and the one that we're going to tomorrow. And I asked her when I got here on Friday, I think was it this morning actually? Yeah, I asked her this morning, that was it. I asked her this morning. It was literally coming up to 12 and I did not know. I had no idea what time it was. I was outside in the garden. But before then, I was upstairs and Kelly said something about doing an omelette for breakfast. I've come downstairs and I've gone straight outside and I started cracking on with doing the gardening, digging up some weeds so we can lay the grass seed down. And I noticed the neighbours were in the garden anyway, and I said, pulled the Sue over and I says, do you know what time these planes are supposed to be going over? Because the red arrows come over to go to the show for the next 3 days. They come over from wherever it is they're coming from, straight over the houses and go straight into their display over the park. And she said, yeah, supposed to be coming at 12. And it must have been like about 10 to 12 when I said this to her. Anyway, Kelly heard me out in the garden talking to the neighbours, stuck her head out the window, and she said, because her husband was doing some messing about in the garden in the background. Kelly stuck her head out the window anyway, and she's gonna, can you believe this, Rob? These two chatting away and we're the only ones doing work, having a laugh and a joke. And I says, oh yeah, sorry. And she says, where's my omelette? So I was like, oh my God, I totally forgot about your omelette. So I cracked on with her omelette. I'm cooking her omelette after I found out off Sue that this red arrows are supposed to be going over at 12. I'm cooking away, just flipping the omelette, getting ready to get it on the plate. Squirt a bit of honey on it. Nice honey omelette. She loves them. And next thing you know, I've just heard, and I've looked up like that, and I'm like, I ain't gonna get that. There's no way I am gonna get that. My camera was in the front room. I had it out the bag this time. But I thought, to be honest with you, that 12 o'clock was going to be about another hour, maybe an hour and a half, something like that, because we got up at 8 o'clock, and I figured I'd been up for about maybe an hour or two. I didn't think it was coming up to 12 already. And it's literally over in 10 seconds. It's literally... gone, forget it. I'm standing there. By the time 5 seconds had gone, and I'm thinking, no, yeah, I might have a chance. I might just catch the tail end of it. I'm going in here, and I could hear them going off in the distance. And the other thing that I hated was last year when I sat outside and I caught the buggers, because I was proper on it. They came out through in the back garden. I was sitting in the back garden waiting for them, and they come over. I managed to get them that time last year. But this year, right, as they're disappearing off into the distance, I got desperate and I thought, no, sod it, I'll try and see if I can get them in the background. So I grabbed my camera anyway, and I'm looking, and I'm like, and I can hear them, and it's echoing over the roof, and I'm like, the jammy buggers went out, flew over, done a flyby out the front this time. Oh man, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to be up close and personal tomorrow to the whole lot of them. Lancaster Bomber, Red Arrows, Typhoons. Apparently Friday, because obviously I was working, 2 Typhoons escorting a Lancaster Bomber came over, and Sue next door was saying that the Typhoons had to go really slow because of how quick the Lancaster bomber was going. That would have been nice. That would have been nice to see. I've only ever seen 2 Typhoons going over down my end. Back in 2021, was it? They was going over to escort a plane into Birmingham Airport for whatever reason. There's a VIP on the airplane that they was sent over to escort. Managed to get a picture. No, I got a video actually, and I took a cropped picture of it, but it's very blurry. But yeah, hopefully we'll get some really good shots tomorrow. Trying to remember what that plane was called now. It's a really cool looking plane as well. Draken 35. Pretty cool looking plane from, like, I think the 1960s. Looks pretty cool though. What's everyone saying anyway? Yeah, we bought tickets and we're gonna go out. We've got to be up early in the morning. That's why I can't do a late one. Even though I was considering it, I thought to myself, nah, I better go out as soon as I can. What's this? Do you know what I feel like? You know that film, Jason and the is it not Jason and the Argonauts? I get it mixed up with that other one. Is it Sinbad? Which one is it where he goes on a quest and there's them 3 witches with the eye? Give me the eye! Give me the eye! That's, I feel like one of them witches, or them. Oh man, it's terrible. I've got to catch up on these messages. The wallpaper. It's great, isn't it? Look at NASA firewall map. Do you want to know something, March? I have got the ISS live app, and when I first got it, I used to click on it and watch the live as it's going over the planet, and then it leaves the planet, and then it goes off into space, and then every now and again I would see like things going past, like rocks or debris or whatever the hell they was, but some things, you'd see some things going across the screen like that, and then all of a sudden you'd see some little tiny silver thing going zzz, going quicker, and every now and again I'd watch some things and they'd come diagonally and they'd stop and then they'd go off again like that, and I was like, that was something. And I video recorded so many of them because I wasn't really 100% sure. I need to start doing it again, you know, because it did intrigue me. What I was going to say is I've got that on my phone and I don't bother with it, and I should, because some people have posted some really interesting things. Looking at that, like, constantly committed to it, got some really interesting footage from it. So I just forget that I've got it on my phone. It's just one of them amongst many apps that I've got on my phone. Like, for instance, I've got another one that I got off one of my mates in the Midlands Paranormal Investigators group that I'm with, Matt, and it's to tell you what planes are going over in the area at the time. That's another one that I should be using, but I'm not using it because I just forget it's there. In fact, tomorrow would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Yeah, I missed the red arrows going over this morning, man, and I was gutted. I thought I was on it again. I thought I'll get that after this omelette, cooking the omelette. As soon as I was like, oh man, it's just a one-time thing. Strange, what Shadow also on Adam's vid. Really, I'll be checking that out again. Yeah, I'm a bit pissed because I got mother strike on my. Oh man, that's a bomber. You got a major strike. Oh, you got another strike on your channel? No, why? What? Why? Oh, you must have a really good channel then. You must have, yeah, you must have a really good channel for that sort of thing to be happening. I'm going to be checking that out for sure. Going for a walk in the forest. I'll take you guys with me. That's cool, man. Where are you from anyway? What part of the world are you from? Are you from the UK, like me and Ad, or you from the States, Canada? Be interested to know, man. It's always good to see another part of the world, no matter where it is. Hey, Dave's here. You git. Do you know who I haven't seen live stream in a while, Dave? And I miss it, to be honest. I catch Tony's occasionally from time to time, but he has a tendency, like me, for doing his streams at like stupid o'clock, and I just happen to catch him. There have been times where I've gone to stream and then I've noticed Tony streaming, and I'm like, nah, I'll leave it for tonight and I'll just watch him for a bit. Sometimes I'll get into bed and I'll just watch him. I won't even bother interacting. I'll just watch him and fall asleep. Admittedly, um, but yeah, Nigel's view on things. I haven't seen him live stream for a while. Seen him come on your channel. I think it was Friday when I popped on for a bit. Yeah, I miss his lives. I miss Nigel's lives. Git. Uh, Correction. That shadow blob. Can't remember if on Dave's or Adam's channel. Oh, okay. Birds woke me with chirping just after 3 a.m. Before I read on, I'm sure quite a few of you that are subbed to me will know Mr. MBB333. I know Marge knows who I'm on about. Well, you know how like he's been saying he even went live a few days ago, and the birds have been keeping him up, and quite a few people have been showing videos of birds singing at like, okay, in the UK with like the blackbird and that. It's typical, especially in this time of the year now, for blackbirds to like sing a little bit, maybe through till like 10 o'clock, maybe 11, right? If it's still slightly light enough, and then like they won't start chirping again until like as early as like maybe 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. But like even before this year, like when things started to get bad with the crap in the air and the chems, and way before but the pandemic and all that, I noticed two things with the birds. One, they're starting to sing a lot earlier, and not many people notice these things. But because I'm on one for nature, I started to notice. Growing up as a lad and having a back garden and that, and being relatively typically surrounded by the usual sparrows, blue tits, blackbirds, and that, from like about as far back, well, all the way up till when I was before I left the family house. I noticed that you'd get like a male blackbird, maybe to a block of houses, and then you probably wouldn't hear another one for like another block down or something like that. But now, have you noticed how like you'll open your windows in the morning and there are blackbirds literally everywhere? You, especially in a tower block when you can hear for miles, right? There's literally blackbirds all around you singing, right? And now they're singing at like 2 o'clock in the morning. What through till 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. They might stop and, excuse me, pipe down a bit at like 3 o'clock, but you'll still hear them. And then they'll start picking up again loud at 4. But this is what got me, and this was before people started like Mr. MBBB3 and all that started posting these videos of birds over in the tropics and that singing till stupid o'clock in the morning. I thought to myself when I heard this, that's it now, something really mad is going on. I remember hanging out my kitchen window to check the sky, and I kid you not, it was like gone 2 o'clock in the morning, and I heard a bloody wood pigeon going woo 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 woo. I was like, I gotta be hearing like a recording or something now, surely. So I listened, and I could hear what patch of trees it was coming from, and I was like, that actually is an actual wood pigeon, and it's singing at gone 2 o'clock in the bloody morning. I was like, nah, that's it now. Something's up, man. Something's up, and then obviously the videos started coming onto YouTube. This country videos of birds singing in the morning. Mr. MBB3, they're keeping me up. What's going on? Nature knows, man, and they're telling us something. They're telling us something, man. Something. Well, we know how bad it is, but you know what, with birds dropping out of the skies and all that sort of malarkey, man. They know these things, man. Just wish, we could pick up on what it is they're picking up there. They're detecting, not what they're trying to say. It certainly is messed up, though. It certainly is messed up. I better catch up on the messages again. You know what's really doing my head in? All these notifications for different things coming down in front of my bloody face. So anyway, keep an eye on the time as well. Oh, I've just got over half an hour, guys. I'm gutted because I can't even do a sky watch tonight. I've got to be up fresh and early for this air show. Trust me, it is going to be a wicked video. The video I did today is going to have to go on the back burner for a bit. To be honest with you, I probably won't get that video up until Monday, maybe Tuesday, and then obviously, I don't know, what do you guys want? Do you want to see the air show video first, or anyway, we'll see. Tell you what, the memory cards are going to be rammed. Oh, you know Margaret as well. That's wicked. Or do you? What you do now? Couldn't hear you before because of all the bracket of this madhouse. I'm still. ISS. Nice. Don't have that, mate. March. It's wicked, man. I was so intrigued when I first started watching it. But when I first used it, unbeknown to me at the time, it was about to approach Earth, and I'm just watching it going through space, and I'm staring at all the stars, and all the ones that are far away, they're just not moving. And then every now and again, you see some stuff go by, and like you can see some of the station sticking down in front of the camera, and then you start to see the sun lighting it up, and it goes really bright, intense. Next minute, you know, Earth comes into view, and you can see all the ice of wherever it was, I don't know, Antarctica or wherever it was. You're just going over some icy area, and then the rest of it, and you can see all the countries and cloud patches and everything. Man, I was like, oh wow, this is wicked. I was really intrigued, and I was watching it constantly for about best part of a month, and then I just slowly stopped using it, and then it just got forgotten. Every now and again, they'll do like a live news update for something, and I'll go, oh yeah, I'll go on that, and I'll watch it, and I'll remember that I've actually got the bloody app, and then I'll watch for a bit, and then I'll forget again. I've seen the red arrows. Yeah, I want to go and see the. Is it the Blue Angels? Can't say certain words. Dave's not here. I'm over it, but not here. Oh, in Lancashire. Born out east in Suffolk. Yeah, Leicester. Well, I used to have an ex-partner that started off as a friend from when we was really little. Move over to down them sides. Lowestoft. Corton Lowestoft is where she ended up living. Yeah. That was when I found massive, I say massive, it was about the size of a dinner plate jellyfish washed up on the beach. And I scooped, it was like upside down, and it's like a dinner plate thing like that. And then you could see like these clear four circles inside the dinner plate thing, and then all the tentacles all tucked inside it and some hanging out the sides. It had like this frilly skirt thing around it. But anyway, I scooped it up with my hand like that. And in Corton on the beach, there's like it slopes like that all the way down. You go from the Corton campsite where we was at, and go for like I think it's like about a 4 mile walk down to what's it called now? Squirrel's Nest or something like that, like Squirrel Square or Squirrel's Nest. Down all the way down to this market, and it's just like part of it goes into a cliff, and if we actually got onto that cliff, and it's like farmland and that, and but anyway, because there's like this slope all the way down, I just got the jellyfish, and I just went, gosh, I just watched it splatter. It was dead anyway. I'm pretty sure it was dead anyway. Um, a massive jellyfish it was. Never occurred to me until after. I could have got myself stung. I did a lot of live stream, but go away. I did a lot of live stream. Oh, my eyes are so crap. Go away, Carlos Skywatcher and Society X. Sorry, dude. Not much interest in sometimes. But Yeah, sure, man. Get on it, and I'll make sure I've got the time to come on. I should have, especially if it's in the afternoon. They've been doing that for years, Pete. I've made loads of videos about that bloody loads. And now I don't know what Dave's on about. What have I spoke about? Somebody has definitely been doing for years. My mind is a sheet of paper right now. And yet I'm still not trying to put in. Nothing's coming. Such a sieve head. Anyway. That's a colour dove. A colour dove. A colour dove. That's a colour dove. Colour dove. Surely you mean a colour dove. Huh? Colour dove? Coloured dove? A wood pigeon. Yeah. What do you mean? No, because that's where I can correct you. Because a wood pigeon goes woo hoo woo hoo woo 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 woo. Coloured dove. Woo hoo woo 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 woo. And when a coloured dove wants to fly, know me birds, son. It's all we have. Drives me crazy. Yeah, you'll know when it's a coloured dove, because the coloured dove's coo is a lot simpler. Coloured dove's a lot simpler. It's just a simple and the wood pigeon's a little bit more complex, where it's like and the wood pigeon will not make a single noise out of its beak when it's flying, yet the coloured dove will. So when you hear every now and again, that's a coloured dove. And they're the only they're the only pigeon or dove type bird that I know that will do a call when they're in mid-flight. I used to raise wood pigeons and coloured doves. I even used to have racing pigeons at one time when I was younger. I joined a club as well, racing club, for a bit. Didn't work out for me. My mum and dad split up and couldn't keep the loft and all that, because obviously I had to move into a flat with my brother. So there goes the garden, there goes the loft. But yeah, watching my pigeons in the shed, pairing them up, getting the nest boxes ready, watching the males going, courting the females in there, man. Oh man, looking in the bargain pages and looking for rare pigeons. There's this one time I bought these two chocolate pigeons, and there was 3 yellow pigeons. They had beaks and claws the colour of Nestle Milky Bar, and golden yellow feathers all over. Never seen a pigeon like it in my life. I swear these pigeons look like they were made out of gold bars. Not like McVitie's gold bars. Oh, imagine that though, if they actually look like metallic gold bars. Nah, like that colour that your McVitie's gold bar looks like, that lovely like golden yellowy. Oh, they were beautiful, man. Yellow pigeons, man. £5 each. And what did I do? Well, they escaped. I remember seeing 2 of the chocolates escape out my loft, and I was in awe as to what they were going to do. I thought, well, I've only had them about a week. maybe I'll break in with my kit and I'll get to keep them. Then the yellow ones come out and they landed on the top of the top of the loft, and I was like, oh shit. I'm watching them and I'm like, what they're going to do? And I sat there for a bit of just preening themselves, giving themselves a little bit of a clean up, and I thought, they look comfortable. It looks like I might get to keep these. I think I might have broke them in. And then they all went, right, you ready, lads? And I threw it back off to Maypole. That man must have loved it when he got them back. Oh, well, you live and learn, don't you? I was only young at the time. It's coloured of. We have to. No, I'm sorry to say, man, but I have to correct you on that. I can't hear Mad Boy racers flying around, exhaust popping like hell. Wow, lower stuff. Yeah, nice place. Quiet as well. Well, it was when we was down there anyway. Going back to, I would have been 16, because that grey skull, that like a silvery grey skull that's next to my moose at mine on up by the TV. That skull I bought when I was down there and I was 16, because that skull originally was the original colour of a skull. I got grey, I got silver paint, and I painted it because I wanted it to look like a Terminator skull at the time. I had plans to like relic put a hole. There was like a hole in the bottom of it, and I was going to feed two wires with red LEDs, and I was going to put some holes in the eyes, and I was going to have the LEDs in the eyes so that when you switch it on, it looks like a Terminator with the red eyes. So anyway, oh, my back's crooked. What's going on? What's people saying anyway? Yeah, hello stuff. It's lovely. It was lovely when I went down there. There's these there's an airfield, there's a military base not too far away. Remember seeing these military aircraft, but they weren't like fighter jet aircraft. They were like straight wing, like like a bit like a warthog, but then with like these like canisters on the end of the wings, like fuel pads or whatever they was on the end of the wings. And I kept seeing them all the time, going over the campsite. And if it wasn't them waking us up, it was the bloody seagulls pitter-patting on the bloody caravan. Remember that? Good times, man. But you should enjoy it. It gets pretty crazy. Oh, I'm Zen55s here. You alright, mate? I'm one. I'm tone deaf. Sounds. Oh, excuse me. Sounds the same to me. Spelled it wrong, probably. Colour dove. Yeah, you're probably right. It sounds similar, though. A bit confusing. Well, after you got interested in the birds and you've known them for long enough, like myself, you kind of can easily distinguish them. But at the same time, I can understand how someone who's not really like concentrating on these sort of things that deep into it can get them confused. Because I got to be honest with you, when I was little, I used to have trouble. Um, Honestly, when I because we used to have a lot of wood pigeons, See, because the collared dove is not even like a native bird. It was introduced. Collared doves are actually from Asia, and they've just come over. Um, can't remember how that happened, but they've just been introduced over here and all over the bloody all over the bloody place now, all over Europe. Not sure if they're as far over as in Canada and the States. I'm going to guess maybe they are now. But yeah, they're not native to the UK. They're an Asian bird. Collared doves are. Where the wood pigeon, that's native. I noticed when I was little as well, another bird. Like a majority of the birds now, like growing up from a little kid, and you see people buying bird boxes, putting seeds out, putting hanging things up to put nuts in, and all that. It's helped all the garden birds. So now we're seeing a lot of like I was saying before. I used to get really chuffed to see like a colourful bird like a blue tit or a great tit, or even a rare occasion of seeing like a goldfinch. If I heard a group of goldfinch flying over, I'd get really chuffed because you just don't see them. No, they're all over the bloody place now. They're like as common as a bloody sparrow, at least, especially over here. Um, but yeah, you're seeing a lot of blue tits everywhere, like great tits, greenfinch, goldfinch, chaffinch. Um, even seen a jay a few years ago in Kelly's garden. I was lucky enough to get a little clip of that jay. Um, yeah, it's all because of the feeding the birds in the gardens and the parks now. It's brought all these birds. That's why you can hear all these blackbirds all over the place now. I had a robin in the garden earlier because I was digging the garden up looking for the worms. So tame, you wouldn't believe it, man. It's literally near my feet. Um, yeah, I used to hear a lot of wood pigeons, and then when I heard my first collared dove, I honest to God thought as a little kid that I was listening to an owl. And I was like, is that an owl? Then I learned, obviously, in time to distinguish the collared dove from the wood pigeon. But I'd like to see a turtle dove. I think I heard one up at the Licky Hills. I think it was last year. I was trying my best to try and see if I could see it, but I couldn't see it because all the pine tree bloody branches were in the way from the relative area where it was coming from. But I knew the sound from videos that I'd watched that it was a turtle dove, and they have got a very distinctive coo. They have a very interesting one. My back is getting so crooked right now. Cool, I didn't know that. My mate used to keep pigeons. You got hassles from neighbours 'cause a bird shite everywhere. Yeah, that's another thing as well. Like my racers used to land on next door's roof, and I started to notice the crap they was building up on the roof. Um, it was actually my dad that said something about it. He said you might want to control them a bit better and bring them in because it was starting to get a bit too noticeable, the white up on the roof. Uh, like I say though, it didn't last long. I only had it for like a couple of years or something like that. When I was raising wood pigeons out the nests before that though, and the occasional collared dove as well. That's Joel saying, "Easy, bruv, I'm not spot on, guys." I wish I could camp, mate. Oh, I've got some catching up to do here, guys. Years ago, neighbours had racing pigeons, expensive hobby. Yeah, it can be. It can be. You know what? As well, I also had these because at the time I'd got my first job. I was like 18, and I'd got my first job because after my mum and dad split up, we were still in the family home with my mum, me and my brother, for a bit. And my mum turned around to me and said, "Being as you're the oldest in the family, man, you're like kind of like the man of the house sort of thing." She said, "You need to step up and get a job." So I got this job because I was getting hassled by my mum to get a job. And so I got this job, and a bit further down the road from where I worked, there was this pet shop run by these couple of Asian guys. And in the back, they had all sorts of pigeons. They had racing pigeons. I even bought some powdercock off him. He had a couple of powdercocks, and somebody else writ down. He had it. Someone else writ down in the book that was interested, and I says, "I'll buy that off you now. How much do you want for it?" I bought the powdercock off him. Um, but he had swift pigeons from Asia. They look like our racing pigeons. You know, the typical grey blue with the black bar on the wing, the standard pigeon. Um, but the beak's more short and stubby, like a parrot beak, and the wings, the feathers are much longer. And it's like that because over in Asia, they glide like an eagle, and they literally look, because the feathers are like so spread out and long, they literally look like pigeon eagle things when they're gliding in the air. That's why the wings are so, feathers are so long. And my idea was to take a few of these home. I had two black ones, two like normal racer coloured type ones, and these ones that were like sort of a turquoisey colour, grey turquoise at the bottom half of the body, and then the neck feathers were like this golden, like on a cross between like a golden metallic greeny golden. It was a really nice colour on the neck anyway, really nice and shiny. They look like what they're called now, phoenix. They look like phoenix, man. Them coloured ones, they look really unique. I did, and I thought to myself, if I could cross a normal blue bar, bugger off, normal blue bar pigeon with one of these swifts and get like a cross between going on, where the wings won't be so long, but they'll have that gene in them where the wings are a little bit longer. Interesting to see what would happen there and what the outcome would be. But again, just like everything else that I bought from anywhere else, being stupid, they flew away as well. So I never had the chance. They was either dropping dead on me, or they weren't sticking around. I learnt a little bit later off someone in the club that if you clip the feathers and get them in with your kit and let them hang around, that's how you break them in a lot better. I'm gonna have to go in 10 minutes. What's this? Rage Against the Machine? No way. How you doing? Thanks for coming on. Nine. We've got a good team, man. We've got a good group here. Rage Against the Machine, man. Nice to see you, man. Don't usually get to see you. But then I don't usually stream this early, though, do I? I'll bet it is. Air bases tend to be. I'm like 25-minute walk away from Birmingham Airport, and like you can literally see it off on the horizon from where I live in my tower block. And taking off and landing all the time, it's noisy, but you get used to it. I've always lived in the area that I've lived in, not too far away. I've lived on the Meadway, in my family home, and moved up to the Poolway, and now I'm in Stetchford. So I've not really moved too far away from where I've been, where I grew up. And the plains have always been something I've just got used to as I've grown up. They are bloody noisy though, especially when there's a storm coming in and the planes have to avoid the storm because it's in their flight path taking off, and you get them banking over and coming right over your gaff. So what's going on there then? I was lurking. Oh, Daryl's here as well. Didn't even know Daryl was here. How you doing, Daryl? Hey, airplanes. What's going on there? I was well interested in birds until I got married. Love that. I like all the love and respect from each other, man. I love that. It's good to see. I got lurkers, but they're just oh man. Two tits. What? Oh my bloody back, I tell you what. Really tiny goldfinch. Do you know what though? You know, over in the States and I think in Canada. Yeah, you must be able to get him in Canada because I remember Bruce done a video of him, didn't he? Um, the goldfinch over in the States and in Canada, have you seen them? They're amazing. They're amazing. So beautiful. They're like our yellowhammer, the male yellowhammer that we have over here. Nice yellow on them. Beautiful. So, Master TV, the ET what? Thoughts teacher. Blessings to you. Not so many starlings though, sadly. You know what? That's the thing though, isn't it? Loads of blue tits, loads of all the other birds that you would be scarce when we was little. And now like not so many starlings, not so many sparrows. And I noticed the collared dove population had died down like about 10-ish years ago. But now they seem to be balancing out again now. And seem to be bringing themselves back again. I'm starting to see collared doves just as common as the wood pigeon again. There was a period there for a few years where I started to see how scarce the collared doves were, but the wood pigeons were everywhere. I was seeing like big groups of them in parks nearby where I live. Loads of wood pigeons everywhere, and they'll be taking off and buggering off, probably going to someone's allotment somewhere. And I thought to myself, it's probably because the wood pigeon is bigger than the collared dove, and so that was a factor maybe. and they were chasing the collared doves away from the grain and the food, and they were getting pickings. They were getting easy pickings, you know. But no, they're making they're making a good comeback. The collared dove. But you're right, yeah. Not so many starlings. Starlings all over the bloody place back in the day. Remember who you are. No way, Piper's here. Hi, welcome. Really good to see you here as well. Cool. Starlings moved here, so many of them. You know what, they all bugger off over to Africa, don't they? As soon as September comes. I remember being younger, and we was over in next doors getting the apples in September as they're coming off the trees. And I looked up and I could just about make out loads and loads of little tiny black dots up in the sky. I had to strain my eyes to see them. And you could see loads and loads of starlings flying south. Mid-September this was. And they're all flying south. Oh, never forget it. Never forget it, because there was so many of them, but they were so high in the sky. So high. Loads of them there was. Hypers here. That's fantastic. Yeah. Oh yeah. Homer pigeon. Racing pigeon. Oh darling. Do you know what? I don't even know how to do that. How do you make moderators? Something I need to look into. Dave would be one, Adam would be one, straight away. Joel, Marge. Yeah, Dave, you're live tomorrow. Moon is coming up over the sea and it's pink. Oh shit. Is it full? It's best way full now, ain't it? I'll be seeing that shortly. I'll be seeing that soon. Let me go and check. I'll be right back, guys. Hold on. Well, of course, I can't see the moon because it's too low at the moment. But the bat's out. The bat's out, flying about. Whoa, lots of stuff coming there. Eleanor. I swear I saw Joel's name then. Joel done a video. Carla Skywatcher, Society X. Absolutely average. The Defined Sorcerer. Oh, it's a lot of stuff there for me to read and catch up on. Joel, how's your situation? I should have knocked off by now, to be fair. I'm going to have to go in a bit, guys. Coming up over to see, yeah. So gutted I ain't doing a Sky Watch tonight, man. Hi, Joel. I'm going to try and see if I can get through these. Been rocking out with my breakout. You know what? I was doing some raking earlier. I'm going to still get in a bit more. Which is ain't got a problem with that over here at the moment. Swell and G and red. I'm doing we need rain here. Wow. I want to hurry up, Piper, because I'm going in a bit. Aren't they? A boy band. Lots of colour. Lots of coloured doves, but not many thrushes and blue jays are pretty around here. I'd love to see a blue jay. Love to see a blue jay. I'd love to see a blue magpie. Apparently, somewhere in the UK, there are blue magpies. And I know that because I've kept it up here from when I seen it in a bird book, Birds of UK, and I was flicking through the crow section, and apparently we've got a blue magpie. It's smaller than the usual native magpie, slightly smaller, similar in shape with the long tail, but instead of being yellow and black with the purpley blue and green tint to its feathers, the feathers are more tinted with the blue, and it comes out on them, and they look lovely. Slightly smaller, like I say, than the usual magpie. Slightly smaller, but they're beautiful, beautiful. From what I remember seeing the picture in the book, and I'd love to see one of them. I'd love to see one of them. I've only ever seen 2 jays in the wild. One was up at Highgate years ago, jumping off a roof. I thought at first it was because I only seen it at a distance. My eyes ain't too good. At first, I thought I was looking at an albino magpie, and then when I got a bit closer, I noticed it was a jay bobbing about. And then that one in Kelly's garden a couple of years back flew up in the conifer tree next door and managed to get a good shot of that. I'm dead chuffed about that. Life is a waste of time. Time is a waste of time. Get wasted all the time and you'll have the time of your life. Amen. Fucking A. Like Orville. Wasn't you singing that the other day, Dave? It's difficult because it's getting dark. So sorry if I didn't reply to someone. I don't know how to make moderators either. Was thinking of that myself, and I can upload for a while as well, you know. Yeah, might have to ask Dave about that one. Dave, how do you make moderators? What's this? I don't even know how to say that. I'm going to give it a go though. Sorry if I totally mutilate it. Saquibudin Siddiqui. Hello anyway. Hello. YouTube has been unsubbed me from folks I've been subbed to for freaking years. Oh, magpies are cool, aren't they? My favourite crow is a jay. Not a jay, sorry. That's my second favourite. But my favourite crow is the jackdaw. I just think they're wicked. Out of a raven, magpie, and jackdaw, I would definitely love to have a jackdaw as a pet. I'd love to have a jackdaw as a pet. I'd love that. Teach it to talk and everything, man. Teach it tricks. I'd love a jackdaw, I would. To the sky, but I can't. There you go, you see. Moon is looking amazing, Pete. But oh, mate, you know what? I wish I could do a sky watch tonight, man. I really do. I really do. Oh, let me just sit back for a bit, guys. My back's baggered. Still gutted about that bloody flyover, man. Not to worry. If we wasn't going to the air show tomorrow, I'd be so missed off about that. It's literally right there, and then she goes, "I think they're coming over. They're going to do a flyover at 12 o'clock." And then I hear it. Oh, you just got to be there ready. You've got to be there ready with your phone or your camera, because they're there. You hear them, and then they're gone. They're gone. It's literally over in like about 8 to 10 seconds. It's just like gone. And then I think when they got to the show, which is just down there, I heard a distant rumble. And I didn't know to point my camera there at the time. But after they'd done the loop, and then I looked a few seconds after, I noticed I had a second chance to get a bit of footage of them. And they'd left this blue, white, and red loop in the sky that was slowly blurring and merging into itself. And I was like, I've got it on the video anyway, the cloud loop that they'd done. And I was like, oh my God, literally over the top of the houses, and I would have got that. I would have got that loop if I was right there. Never mind though. Got front row seats for tomorrow. It's going to be fun. Blue jays are beautiful. They look a bit like a magpie, but they're nice, not eating fledglings. Magpie, jays, crows, ravens, all related. Yeah, yeah. All crows, all crows. Jays, rooks. Rooks are a crow over here that you don't see too often. You have to literally go out into the countryside to see rooks. when we went with the group to the Rollright Stones, I saw my first group of rooks, and I zoomed in on them, and I knew they were rooks straight away because of the bright grey beak that they've got. I'm not even sure if I wouldn't have done because it's MPI footage, but I don't suppose it's gonna hurt to post some footage of the crows on the out on the farm, on the fields. Tell you what, I'll stick that on the end of today's video. Stick it on the end, and I'll show you the rooks that I was filming. Lovely grey beaks. You don't see them. I was quite chuffed to see them. You don't see rooks too often. Not over by where I am, anyway. Oh, okay. Touch the name. Look for the 3 dots. Scroll down. Add mod. Let's see if I fuck this up now or not. I do apologise if I do. No, that was successful. Successful screenshot. Thank you very much, Dave. My friends had a one that could speak. Yeah, especially ravens. Ravens are really clever, and quite a few people have them as pets and train them up to say things and do tricks and all sorts. They're really intelligent birds, man. Really intelligent birds. And I think it was in the Victorian times, quite a few people used to keep magpies as pets in little cages and hang them up in the corner of their little Victorian houses. For whatever reason, I can't remember. But yeah, they were quite a common pet back in the Victorian days. Old magpie in a cage. Hi everyone, who's this? Carla Skywatcher. Your video thing dropped down earlier, annoyed me. I'll check that out later, Carlos. How you doing? Yeah, Carlos is here, man. I bumped you up to 7. Would share links. I decided to show up here. I'm all alone during my premiere. Who's up? Oh, I wonder if that's what that was. I decided to. No, I read that. Oh, that's very useful. Thanks, Dave. I got a bloody notification, Dave. Right over my bloody face. YouTube is hiding you. Not in my experience, but I can't wait to see it. Eyes are getting sore now. Right, yeah, best I get. I bet. I suppose I better go. Only yeah, I suppose I better go, guys, because I've got to be up in the morning. So, thanks for everyone that is here for coming on. It's been nice. Not sure if I can do a live stream tomorrow, or if I can, I'll put a post up and I'll let you guys know. I'll try and make it another early one because I'll have to leave here tomorrow about 7, 8. I don't even know how tomorrow afternoon's gonna go down even. I don't even know how that's going to go down. It might be Kelly's dad give me a lift home job for all I know. Yeah, see how it goes. But yeah, thanks for coming on, everyone. I'm gonna pop off to bed now. Try and get as much sleep as I can. Ready for tomorrow. Put that other battery that's in the camera on charge. Boosted up a little bit overnight. All the food's ready, sorted out, and that got a little picnic ready. Oh, it's gonna be wicked. And get some really good shots of the planes, man, close up. It's gonna be wicked. It's going on. What's this then? I'll pop over and what's this? I'll pop over and see you soon, brother. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, and I'll be definitely checking your channel out as well, you know, and most likely will subscribe. Good night, Peter. Have a nice one. Thanks, Dave, and hope to see you tomorrow as well. Maybe if you are doing a live tomorrow while I'm watching the planes and that, I might stick you on my phone on the old bench outside while I'm watching the planes. Yeah. Trying to think if there's anything else I've got to do before I go to bed. Camera's on. That battery, I need to charge that battery. Battery pack's charging. Selfie stick's charging. Yeah. So yeah, good night, people. Thank you for coming on, and hope to see you tomorrow. Got a couple of videos coming up, so I'll put them up as soon as I can. And yeah, good night. Good night. Good night, all. Thanks, guys. Bye bye.